League returns this week with the business end of the campaign still ahead. Who's going to go the distance all the way to the final? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, and next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're going to predict all the way. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're going to predict the outcome of the Europa League this campaign as we enter the business end of the season. Of course, it is all or nothing right here, right now. And today we're going to predict the results of the quarterfinals, the results of the semi-finals, and the final itself. Who's going to go the distance? Of course, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. But again, if you're new, where have you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for the Europa League is right here under one roof. Of course, we're back. So is the Europa League, and we're looking forward to it. Hopefully, you guys are too. Some juggernauts remain in the final 8, with, of course, two clubs from the Premier League, 3 from Serie A. Of course, they've got the unbeaten and undefeatable by Leverkusen, and a couple of other surprise packages still in the last 8. But which one will go the distance? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But again, let's get cracking and, of course, predict the winners of the Europa League. So here we go then. Before we're going to predict the winner, we're going to recap the results and how we got to the stage, of course. First and foremost, a quick look at the groups. Now, here they are, of course, the Hammers coming out a sticky group over in Group A with Freiburg going into the playoffs. Brighton coming through a absolute monstrous group there ahead of Marseille and Ajax. Of course, Brighton no longer with us. Of course, Rangers topping Group C with the likes of Sparta Prague, of course. Again, Rangers no longer with us. That's right. Meanwhile, into Group D, we have Atalanta. They are still with us. They took the lead on that one over Sporting. Again, they didn't make it through. Meanwhile, Group E sees Liverpool. Of course, they really had a pretty easy group, didn't they? But they did suffer a couple of defeats along the way, but they're here and they are looking to add more silverware to Jurgen Klopp's closet before he leaves. Villarreal in Group F, they are gone as well, but they did top the group in their passage through to the knockout stages. Slavia Prague, of course, top of the group in Group G. Roma were alongside them, but they had to go via the playoff, and of course they are still with us as well. And Leverkusen, of course, fantastic season for them, quite a bag. Join them as well via the playoffs, but again, out. So those, of course, were the winners and clubs that got through to the playoffs, but of course, the knockout stages. We did have a playoff, of course, involving teams from the Champions League, etc., etc. Now, these were the results of that as well. We saw Feyenoord coming through against Roma. Roma coming out on top, though. Penalties, the deciding factor. AC Milan took out Rennes, of course. Some AC Milan from Serie A will join us in those knockout stages. Freiburg took care of business against Lens, who are a surprise club to be in the Champions League, but they got knocked out. Young Boys got knocked out by Sporting Lisbon as well. Benfica took out Toulouse. We had quite a bag with a bit of a ding-dong affair against Braga, 6-5 on aggregate. Galatasaray lost to Sparta Prague, and Shakhtar Donetsk lost to Marseille. So well done to the Europa League teams there, knocking out their Champions League gate crashers here. So then we're left with this. This was, of course, the last 16. So let's, of course, have a closer look at that. We had Sporting Lisbon against Atalanta. We also had Sparta Prague against Liverpool. We had Benfica against Rangers, Marseille against Villarreal. On the other side of the brackets, AC Milan against Slavia Prague, although, yeah, I think that's about right. And then we had Roma against Brighton. We had Quarterback against Bayer Leverkusen, and then Freiburg against West Ham. Again, of course, those two from the same group. Of course, then we went into the quarterfinals, which is where we're at right here, right now. So, Liverpool sidestepped their Prague. Their Atalanta took care of business against Sporting. Of course, we'll get to that and talk about that in a bit more detail. We had Benfica ousting Rangers, Marseille taking out Villarreal as well to set themselves up for their own quarter-final. Meanwhile, on the other end of the brackets, an all-Italian affair as Milan and Roma will join each other in the quarter-final. So we have at least one Italian club in the semi-finals. Meanwhile, Leverkusen, of course, fantastic season domestically up against the West Ham United side, looking for back-to-back European titles. Of course, Conference League winners last season. Can Can they go the distance and win this one? Wow, wee wow. But anyway, we're left with these 4 matches, 8 clubs. Of course, 3 from Italy, 2 from England, 1 from Germany, 1 from France, and 1 from Portugal, which will make the semi-finals. That's what we're talking about today. There will be separate videos for each one of the legs. Of course, starting with the quarterfinal first legs, there will be separate videos because I'll give you the score lines, I'll give you the odds, I'll break down the numbers a little bit more, but this is just my gut feeling who's going to go through to the semi-finals. Let's start at the top left, of course, with Liverpool against Atalanta, and I do think Liverpool will have too much quality against Atalanta over the course of 2 legs. I'm not saying Atalanta are not going to give a game or account for themselves here. Of course, it's pretty much the pressure is on Liverpool. They want to go out in style by winning another bit of European silverware to their legacy, and they'll do it though. I'm not saying that they're going to win the whole thing. I'm just saying they'll beat this Italian outfit to go through to a semi-final where they'll take on a more difficult, I think, opponent in either Benfica or Marseille. Again, both sides I think are capable of causing problems, and again, getting past this opposition is going to be massive for their progress to get to that final, because I think they're equally matched. I think Benfica and Marseille. In fact, while we have it, I will have a quick look at those the odds. Liverpool are favoured 11-10 to go the distance to win it. Marseille are 20-1 to lift the trophy. They are actually underdogs alongside Atalanta. And then we've got Benfica, who are currently at 16-1 to go the distance. So odds say, bookies say Benfica. I'm saying Benfica as well. I think over the course of 2 legs, they will have just too much quality to get to pass Marseille. I think, again, we'll take a look at those individual results in individual matchday predictions on the channel, so make sure you check that out. Meanwhile, on the other end, it's the all-Italian fair. It's Milan, it's Roma, of course. Pretty much level pegging in the bookies odds. When I say level pegging, Milan are 3rd favourites, 7-1. Roma are 4th favourites, 12-1. Roma, of course, did have Mourinho at the start of the season. They made the decision and changed plans, and under the new coach, De Rossi, I think they're going in the right direction, but I just think Milan and their current managerialship and tactician there, I think they're just too strong and too organised at the moment. They're of course currently second in Serie A, looking to play Champions League football again next season, and I think they'll have too much quality over the 2 legs for Roma. And again, going with the bookies here, 7-1, but of course we then go on to the Leverkusen, 2nd favourites, 7-2. West Ham, 14-1, of course. Moyes looking to do an absolute unthinkable and stop this German machine going all the way to at least the semi-finals anyway. It's a difficult one, of course. I'd love to see West Ham do it, but realistically, Bayer Leverkusen have been playing fantastic football throughout this competition and also in the Bundesliga as well as the DFB Pokal. They've been pretty much unstoppable in anything they're playing. Can they suffer a defeat here? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't really think so. I think Bayer Leverkusen would have, again, too much class. They are what they are. They're going to take some stopping, but they do set themselves up for a banging semi-final against AC Milan. And on the other side, we have Liverpool against Benfica. So let's move on to those semi-finals and take a look at them in a bit more glory. That's right. It's Liverpool. It is Benfica. And again, Liverpool are favoured 11-10 for the victory here. We have Benfica currently as well. They're 6th favourites, 16-1 to go the distance. Realistically, I think Benfica are a tricky side and they're a difficult time. They play good football and again can cause some problems. They were in the Champions League for a reason. Liverpool were not. So let's give them some credit for where credit is due. They are overdue a victory in some European competitions, aren't Benfica, but this is not the year, especially this competition. I think Liverpool, again, too much class, too much going forward, a lot riding on this one. Of course, it seems to be destined for a big year because Jurgen Klopp moving on to pastures new. He's going to go out with a bang, and whether it's with the Premier League, he's already got one bit of silverware under his belt with the League Cup. Can he, of course, add this to his trophy cabinet? We'll see. Then we have AC Milan against Bayer Leverkusen, a bit of a ding-dong affair over, of course, of 2 legs. Now, these 2 legs are taking place on the 2nd and 9th of May. That's right. We already know. It's already predestined that Italian team will be in that semi-final, whether it is Roma or AC Milan. I've gone for Milan on this one. I think they'll get the edge, but they're going to take on Bayer Leverkusen, in my eyes, who will take out West Ham United. Again, 2 legs, again, could be a bit of a coin flip for the Italian side, or when it's held in Italy, but of course I think Leverkusen right now, Xabi Alonso has just got this team well drilled. They don't like losing. Again, when they do lose, what's going to happen? If they lose in the Bundesliga, will it roll into this? Will they just start a bad couple of results? Well, I don't think it's going to happen in this competition. I think, especially over the course of these 2 legs, I think Bayer Leverkusen will have too much in the tank just, it might be a bit of a boring scenario. A 1-0 win in Germany might be enough for them to go through on aggregate and take it to the house. But I think they will just have too much in the locker for the Italians. And that'll set us up for the final. And what a final it is. Of course, it is what the bookies are expecting. A Liverpool by Leverkusen final with Leverkusen underdogs 7-2, Liverpool 11-10 on favourite. It is, of course, Xabi Alonso against Jurgen Klopp. Of course, Liverpool looking at Alonso as a potential replacement, but that seems to have hit the back burner right now with Alonso saying he's sticking around with Leverkusen, potentially for a good crack at next season and the Champions League. Of course, it looks destined that they're going to win their first title. So incredible stuff for him. That looks to be nailed on. But will Liverpool also become champions of England? That's a story for another day. But here we go. All eyes on this. All eyes go to Ireland. That's right. The final taking place on the 22nd of May at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Of course, maybe a little. The Irish seem to have a bit of a following for Liverpool, so that might swing as well the pendulum in Liverpool's way against the Bayer Leverkusen side. Again, looking to do incredible things in the DFB Pokal, the Bundesliga. They could have they could do the treble themselves. I think it could be both sides could be looking to do trebles here, but only one side could win. And realistically, I'm gonna go with the bookies' favourites. I'm gonna go with, of course, the shining teeth wonder that is Jurgen Klopp. And again, potentially his final game, I think, here. And I think Liverpool come out on top, take the trophy, and again, a victorious end to Jurgen Klopp's campaign. That's my pick. I thought, it is a bit of a cop-out going with the bookies' favourites, but realistically, I cannot see Liverpool not winning this trophy. Leverkusen will be the only obstacle in their way, and I think they'll give them a good game, and it might be a bit of a thriller. Hopefully, it's a bit of a goal fest, but ultimately, I do think Liverpool will take the title and go on and win some glorious stuff for Klopp's final campaign. But that's it. Be sure to get your own thoughts and opinions down below. Smash your subscribe, smash your like, and again, we'll be back match day by match day predictions all the way through to the final starting this week, so make sure you get involved. But until then, we're done.